Talk to us about what this event means for you and the team. Just looking at the bigger picture.
It means a lot. I mean, this is the first time the new rules have changed, and this is the first wrestling event that's being debuted across the world, I think. So it's really exciting to be part of it. I think it means a lot to everybody in all countries.
Can you talk about what it's like? Not only are you, trying to promote this wrestling in the Olympics, but as a woman as well for young girls who are trying to pursue their dreams too.
Oh, this is great. I mean, the environment here is amazing. The girls have come up to me and like, oh, I watched your finals match with Icho from Worlds. Like, how was it? So I mean, there's definitely fans out there, and they follow the women, and I just feel so blessed to be in a position where I can be a role model for these young girls. So it's just an amazing opportunity.
You feel like the movement for women's Olympics or women's wrestling kind of gets lost in the shuffle here? I mean, so many people traditionally think of wrestling as just men, but this obviously means as much to the women wrestlers as the men.
Oh yeah.
How fast growing is the sport on the women's side?
It's one of the fastest. It's the fastest growing sport for women in the country. So every single year, there's I forget how much. I don't know the statistics or the numbers of how much it jumps every single year, but it's a staggering amount compared to other sports. So it's definitely growing. No, I think that Beat the Streets definitely did a good job of incorporating a lot of women's matches into this competition, and it's amazing. I mean, they're showing their support for women's wrestling, and it's great.
How important do you think it is in terms of boosting the profile of women's wrestling towards the overall campaign to try to get the IOC to reverse and keep wrestling?
It's really important because, I mean, if you promote women's wrestling, that's just that much people more that participate in the world, across the world, in all these different countries. That increases the participants, so it's very important.
How many times or meets are there, sort of on average per year that you guys get to sort of compete in?
Roughly, I'll just say around 10 competitions per year.
Is that a number that's dwindled or sort of grown from maybe recent years, the last 5 years
in the past,
or so?
it kind of depends on what you're doing. Like Olympic year, we compete a little less, just because we're getting ready for a really important event. Mm-hmm. But I think just because I compete at a senior level, that number hasn't really changed for me. But every single year, there's a lot more women's competitions. There's more colleges coming out with teams, so there's definitely more opportunities and even more tournaments to wrestle. But we just roughly stay around 10 competitions.
Okay.
Have you ever been to Los Angeles before?
I've been here before, but it wasn't really for wrestling, so it's pretty amazing.
You didn't get to sightsee at all or stick around and see some?
We're staying in Santa Monica, like half a mile from the beach, so that's a great area.
Okay. Yeah. You enjoying your time here?
Yeah, for sure.
When did you and the rest of the girls find out that you're going to be part of this thing?
Friday morning.
Talk to me about the story, how that went down, and sort of the split-second improvisation.
Jessica Medina is my roommate, so she wrestled here. She was the second meet for the women. And she was like, well, because at first I was initially coming here to train on Titan Mercury for a week. And she was like, well, what do you think? She's like, you're going to go watch the dual meet. And Terry gives you a signal and says, hey, you're wrestling, by the way. I was like, oh, that's not going to happen. And Friday morning, Terry Steiner tells us 4 of us have matches. We're flying out the next morning. And then we fly Colorado Springs. Okay. And then we fly in and we land in LA, and they're like, oh, by the way, the rules changed. So we just kind of been rolling with it. It's we haven't been preparing for this competition at all, but so it was just kind of spur of the moment, kind of just at the end of the week kind of training.
Yeah, but I imagine it's an easy decision.
There was no way I would miss out on this. Yeah. No way.
It can't